Every first-time Elden Ring player eventually hears about one boss. One boss so difficult, so legendary, the game lets you summon an entire army just to help players like me have a chance. Of course I'm talking about Radahn. And all that stands between me and this boss is Caelid and all the horrors it holds. Without further ado, let's get into it. We start our journey by making our way to a church, where I was kicked off my horse and had to fight an invader. I'm not gonna lie, this is a pretty warm welcome to this region. This boss got a good few hits in, but god damn, we packed her up pretty quickly. And the reason Caelid is a not so nice place isn't just because it smells bad. Everything in this place wants you dead. There's T-Rex dogs, T-Rex birds, dragons, a scarlet rot swamp, not to mention the herpes growing all over the place. So yeah, we're really in for it. Going into a mine, I got jumped by some sort of beaked tentacle hentai monster before finding the goat jar Alexander. And right next to him was the boss room. What we were up against this time was a Magma worm, but we've never actually fought one of these before. It had multiple lava attacks that would leave lava on the floor and make the little space you had even smaller. Especially this one attack where it charged around, continuously spitting magma all over the place. It kinda spammed this one. A lot. It did also have a sword which it could do large sweeping attacks with, and if you got behind it, similar to dragons, it would whip his tail around. I found the best strategy was to stay away a bit when the lava attacks were being done, and then going in to deal as much damage as possible. Despite some close calls, I managed to beat it first try, and the reward was the Moonveil katana. I thought this thing looked sick, and the ability sounded very useful, almost like a better unsheath from the Uchi katana. So I respect to be able to use it, and what better way to test this weapon out than against a boss. We once again fight an Putrid Avatar, but this one was much more difficult than the ones in the past. One hit from this guy and at least half my health bar was gone. I was burning through my heals extremely fast fighting this boss, which was also made worse by another mechanic. Caelid introduces scarlet rot, kind of like poison except on crack. This stuff drains your health and lasts a very long time, and unfortunately this boss had many attacks that would cause scarlet rot buildup. My first attempt, in all honesty, was pretty good. I got to about half health, and then landed a crit before it absolutely shredded me. With the second attempt, I was starting to get better at dodging the rot attacks. I realized as soon as you saw this guy go to bounce, you need to back the hell up, because they had a very long range and also did chip damage, which is a bit annoying. Another thing is, whenever I start needing to heal a lot, I'm pretty much screwed, especially in the second phase. While I can delay the scarlet rot, I would always eventually get a status effect because, well, I wasn't good enough to dodge every attack, and when I ran out of heals, the scarlet rot would eventually get me. Another thing to mention was that the area you have to fight the boss in is very narrow. You're trying to dodge, and then you roll into a pot, wall, or some other bullshit obstacle, and boom, you're dead. After getting my ass beat some more, it was finally time to lock in. This attempt, I ran in and immediately got an Ash War off, and was even able to completely avoid the scarlet rot attack for the first time. We traded blows, and I think I finally learned how to read its rot attacks, because I perfectly dodged another one. After dodging his chasing stars, I wanted to finally get some good hits. I was starting to fumble a bit around the halfway point, but quickly pulled it together. This guy had me running around the whole goddamn arena, but I hit him with the 1, 2, and 3 to finish the fight off. If you liked the video so far, consider subscribing and make sure you stay for Radahn. Anyways, we find ourselves fighting a duo of pumpkin heads, and I go through this pretty easily. Okay, maybe there were a few issues. Like, why the fuck did they shove a gank fight into a room fit for a cave diver? Like, holy crap, bro. These guys wouldn't be very hard to fight in a more open space. Because the arena was so congested, it took a few attempts longer than it should have to beat these guys. I found that going for the flail one first worked a little better because that gets the faster attacking one out of the way. And even if I have low health after killing down one, I have a pretty good window of time to heal before taking on the hammer one, which was pretty easy. Man, I don't know what's up with these duelist bosses, but the one in Limgrave was an absolute cakewalk, and so was this one. I didn't even have to dodge because of how low the damage this thing deals is, and I literally beat him in a couple hits. Like, it only took like 4 hits. Bye-bye. Next we encounter another Rite Bird.
What the
Based
fuck?
on how I absolutely destroyed these things in the past, I thought this was gonna be pretty free. Shit, I was wrong.
Wow, this one's fucking stronger, bro.
This Rite Bird was much harder than those we fought in the past. Rather than just swinging around like a jackass, this one had a very powerful
Fucking
attack,
hell, bro.
easily hitting for over half my health. Not to mention the weapon that produces crazy AoE fire. This is the first boss in the wild where I would credit my victory to pure luck. I should not have been able to avoid that attack, just look at it.
Holy shit, bro.
Let me fucking heal! During the winning attempt, it was also using a lot less AoE attacks, but despite the jank win, I'm glad we got that over with.
I feel like I got so lucky, bro. That boss was so hard. Oh shit!
While wandering, I ran into the Banished Knight, and I got a bit cocky. I don't know why, but I really want to hit a backstab for the kill, which ultimately got me killed.
Holy fucking cell!
We did get our revenge though, and right next to this knight was the Dragon Communion Church. This is a location where you could trade dragon hearts for incantations. Unfortunately, I do not have the right build at the moment. Now it was time to test my luck against the Scarlet Rot Swamp in the middle of the region.
Oh hell no!
While I was both fighting knights and getting infected by an STD from the swamp, an invader spawned in just to make matters worse.
So did I have to fight both these at the same time?
I stalled until the boss ran up to fight me behind a tree to avoid projectiles. I was able to quickly beat the invader, then made my way to Commander O'Neill. I'm gonna be honest, while this boss looked very intimidating, he wasn't too big of a deal. He was a chunky boy and took a long time to go down, but if you spaced yourself from him, his AoEs would do nothing, and on top of that his summons were extremely weak. All this resulted in a fairly easy victory. Beating O'Neill gave us the unalloyed gold needle, which helped us progress the quest line into the town of Celia. We got a note that told us to light the 3 towers, and light them we did, which led to, you guessed it, another boss fight. The boss was a duo of fodder enemies that honestly doesn't deserve any coverage. We took these guys down in seconds.
Nice.
Going farther north into the region, we reached Fort Faroth. I didn't realize this at the time, this is actually in the Dragon Barrow, not Caelid, so the scaling was much higher, which explains why I died to fodder enemies.
This is ass.
Twice.
Fuck, yo. Holy shit, they do so much damage.
But the item in this fort was entirely worth it. Radagon's Sword Seal was a direct upgrade of the talisman I had equipped, giving a 5-point upgrade to all my physical stats as opposed to 3 from the Scar Seal. This was amazing to farm because we were going to need all the help we can get against Radahn. Outside the fort, I saw what I thought was mountain, but yeah, this thing was alive.
Dude, this is a fucking dragon.
I wanted to see if I could deal damage, and look at this, bro. From soft has absolutely got me fucked up if they think I'm killing this.
Okay, bro. Okay.
Alongside the giant one, there were a bunch of smaller dragons, so I thought, why not try to kill one? I was a bit skeptical of my chances due to the very low damage I was dealing, but I was dodging all of its attacks very well, until I got hit by one attack. What the fuck, yo? One attack is all it took to take me down. This is the point I finally realized this area was scaled much higher than Caelid, so I got the hell out.
Alright, let's go to the castle.
At this point, it was time we started making our way to the Big Kahuna. But first, we had to clear out Redmane Castle. I knew that this was the area housing Radahn due to not 1, but 2 lions they had in the courtyard. To take care of them, I lured one out first and defeated it before I caught the other's attention. After taking the first one out, the second one was much easier. And now, all that stood between me and the strongest of all demigods was one boss. What was interesting is that this was almost a skill check, because it was a duo of bosses I've previously struggled against. The Misbegotten Warrior was pretty simple, aside from a little slip up at the end, but the real meat of this fight was the Crucible Knight. If you guys have watched my previous videos, make sure to watch them if you haven't, by the way, you would know I love fighting these guys. The first one I fought took me so many tries that I nearly mastered the moveset for my winning attempt, and I was able to show that here.
Oh my god, the muscle memory. I still got it.
Dodging almost every attack perfectly, knowing where to go in for hits, it really shows how far I've come since the beginning of the series.
God, dude, Crucible Knights are so fun.
Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. We the Tarnished, along with all the allies we met across our journey so far, will take on the most difficult, most legendary boss of the playthrough. Before the fight, we got a cutscene showcasing the absolute monster we'll be facing off against. And I have to say, this might be one of the best build-ups for a boss I've ever seen. We take a long elevator down, gazing upon the battlefield. As I was getting off the elevator, I think I described the moment perfectly.
Dude, this feels so legendary.
And now, we begin.
God damn, this freaking boss arena is huge.
We teleport to the battlefield, which is much bigger than any we've seen before, by the way. Where Radahn fires arrows at us and summon all the allies I can. And I know I said I'd be without summons, which I do, just wait. We ride up the hill, inching our way to Radahn whilst trying to avoid the arrows raining down on us. I get some good hits in, eventually even getting Radahn to his second phase, which is absolutely sick, by the way. He comes crashing down as a fucking meteor. And then it hits me that we're actually kind of close. This is my first attempt against the strongest demigod, a boss that the entire community hypes, and we got the second phase on the first try. At the moment, I thought this might be kind of easy, and then I died. But we did get pretty far, and because I got far, I made the mistake of thinking I would wrap this up in a couple of attempts. But then on the second try, I got a reality check straight to the dome, and died before even reaching the second phase. And that's with summons. And this happened over and over. I would get in or around the range of half health, and then I would die. I couldn't get past it. And this went on for quite a bit. Get into the second phase, then dying. And then until eventually, I got extremely close to beating him in one try. And that's when I got this genius idea.
I think I can do this alone.
I don't think
I need the summons.
And this is when shit got real. The first immediate difference I noticed was the horse ride just to get to the boss. Before, the summons would take all the aggro and get attacked, but now I was the only target for the arrows. The single shot attacks were fairly easy to avoid, but the barrage from the sky was very confusing to me. In the beginning, I didn't know how to avoid it at all, so I just had to tank the damage and use a heal immediately, which is not very ideal. Without the summons taking aggro, I also had to focus more on dodging and had to create windows to attack myself, which was very difficult. For a while, most attempts were me just trying to go in for a hit and then getting wailed on and healing until I just died. And one of the most difficult things to dodge was this one combo attack. I would dodge most of the hits, but I would mistime it and then dodge into a hit and get punished for one mistake. The first time I was able to fully dodge a combo attack, I knew I was finally making some progress. And then I did it. I was finally able to make it second phase without summons. And wow, the second phase is a lot harder alone. He has a similar moveset, except heavier hitting and his attacks felt faster. Radahn also got access to a bunch of new ranged gravity attacks just to make it harder to time dodges. I mean, look, I got clapped dodging one ranged attack just to get hit by a melee. I dodged one, I fucking get hit by the next one. Oh. Remember when I said I was taking the arrows in the beginning of the fight? Well, I was now learning how to avoid as many as possible. Over time, I noticed a pattern. He would fire 2 grav arrows, and then he would do the barrage. When he did this barrage, I found the best way to avoid it is to immediately run farther away from the boss. After the barrage, he fires 2 shotgun shots at you, which don't really hit you if you're far enough. And after he's done with all that, he goes back to the grav arrows until you're in melee range. It may not sound like much to figure it out, but after I was getting absolutely Swiss cheesed for hours, this was a revelation. At this point, I was getting to his second phase more consistently. I was successfully dodging most of his attacks, especially in the first phase. I could smell the wind coming. All I had to do now was lock in once more, and lock in we did.
Why am I locked on? That's why I'm fucking...
And he's gonna do a gravity attack, right?
Yep.
I think I
learned the intro
after fucking like 20 tries. Fuck, I didn't know it was that combo. No, fuck.
No, fuck.
This gets far enough,
You can't do the other attack.
You can
dodge it that way. It's just way fucking harder.
The
Shockwave combo, you stay on his ass,
and you're good.
and you're good. Grab.
My god.
My god.
Oh my fucking
Oh my
god.
fucking god. Dude. Oh.
It was close at times, and it was ugly. But in the end, after 4 hours and well over 30 tries, we beat by far the biggest hurdle in the game so far. Radahn is extremely difficult. With no summons, it felt almost unfair, but the feeling I had when I beat him is unexplainable. Elden Ring by all means is an amazing game in my eyes, but at this point, I realized it's truly special. The high you get from beating these bosses, it's like nothing else. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in Altus.